Hello and welcome everybody. Good evening. Welcome to this OrganoGold business information call. Just want to make sure that we've got everybody on the call that is scheduled to be here. So if you have any last minute texts or calls that you want to make to your guests or to your partners to make sure that they're on this call, this is your last chance to do so, and we're going to get this started right away here. So I do want to welcome you all onto this call. We do have quite a list of attendees here. I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get on before we get going. So I think I've given you that warning, and with that, we're going to get this call started. So welcome everybody. My name is Dave Doyle. I am from Grande Prairie, Alberta, Canada. That is in the western part of Canada. This call is being presented this evening in the UK at 9 p.m. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon where I'm broadcasting from. And I am basically putting on this information call for a team of leaders and business partners in the UK and for their guests. So I just want to make that clear. I know I have a little bit of a different accent, and hopefully you can understand me perfectly. But one thing is that regardless of accent or what part of the world we're from, the information that you're going to get tonight is universal. It's very, very simple information. It's very, very common sense information, and it is universal. As you can see behind me, we're talking, one part of what we're talking about is coffee, and everybody in every corner of this earth understands coffee. So with that, we're going to get this thing started. Whoever invited you onto this call this evening, please understand that they invited you onto this call for a reason. They invited you on this call because they either they see something in you where they feel that you need to see this information. So it could be one of two reasons. Either our products, which are life-changing, may be able to help you in some fashion, or they invited you on the call because you're a sharp, business-minded individual who is open to opportunities. There's a lot more to this call than just letting you know about our business opportunity. In fact, my job here tonight is simply to pass on the information and to allow you to do with it whatever you wish. Okay, we're not in the business to convince anybody on anything. We have information. We know what we know about this opportunity and this company and this business and the products that are behind it. And we're just sharing this information with you. So what you do with it is up to you. All right. So it is very simple information. As I said, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, my background, and how I became involved in this opportunity. I've always wanted to be a business person. I've always wanted, growing up, my intention was always to be a business owner and be my own boss. I actually achieved that in my late 20s when I purchased a restaurant, a franchise restaurant. And a few years later, I actually opened up a second location. So I've been in the restaurant industry for about 15 years now. A very successful franchise that was started in Canada. There's 11 countries that we're in as a franchise. I'm very involved with the corporate side of the franchise as well, and it's been very, very good. It's been a fantastic experience for me. One thing, though, throughout my 15 years with this, in reflection, what I see is that it is a very, very expensive venture to get into. You have to have resources or capital, or resources with capital, in order to get involved in something like this. And typically, it's going to take anywhere from 5 years or more to pay off your initial investments if everything goes well. If there's no recession that, for example, we had one occur here in North America and actually worldwide in about 2008, 2009. That actually made my road to success with my restaurants take a little bit longer than anticipated. So when you have things like that take effect in the economy, they have a huge impact on business, especially business where you're really dependent on things like the economy. So that's been my experience. And of course, with maintaining restaurants, you have equipment, you have overhead, you have rent, or you have a mortgage to pay on your building. And you've, of course, have employees and staff and team members that you have to take care of and be responsible for and make sure that they're doing the job. And you have to have enough of those people. There's a lot going on when you're involved in traditional business. As I said, it's been a great experience, and it still is. However, I've discovered something almost 6 years ago, and it has completely changed my view on business and how I operate and what I see for my future. And the industry of network marketing has completely changed that for me and has shown me that as great as it is to have a fantastic career, a fantastic job, even if you're making six-figure or seven-figure income in your corporate job or whatever it is, or if you own a small business or a big business, what I've found is that there is a better way. Okay, it's just that simple. There are many different types of business models in this world, and the network marketing business model is there to help anybody achieve what it is they want to achieve. And I have personally found this to be absolutely the truth, and I am thriving. I am loving it. I am having the best experience of my life. And what I often say is that in the last 5 years in this industry, I've learned more about myself and about business than I have in the last 15 years in the restaurant industry. Okay. One thing that I love about it is that when I initially started this new career path with OrganoGold, it didn't cost me very much at all. And on one hand, that was actually almost detrimental to my success, because I didn't see the value of it at first, because it was so cost effective to get in compared to the literally hundreds of thousands of dollars that it took for me to get involved in the restaurant. It was just over $1,000. Okay, we're talking Canadian or American currency here, to get involved in OrganoGold. And I didn't see the beauty and the value and the power in that at the beginning. Now I do. So that's my background. When I first got involved in this particular company in OrganoGold, I was absolutely a coffee drinker, and I really enjoyed my organic coffee. I was grinding my own beans and just loving my coffee every day. One thing that I did know, though, is that I had to be very careful about how much coffee I took into my body every day. I knew that if I had 3 cups a day, I was okay. I knew that every afternoon I had to have my afternoon coffee, or I would crash and not have energy to get into the evening. I also knew that if I didn't have my first cup of coffee in the first thing in the morning, I would develop a headache. And as soon as I would drink coffee, my headache would go away. Classic addiction. Coffee, 3 cups a day, but 100% addiction. And that was me. And I was happy with that. But when I was given, actually when I was sold a box of this particular product, within 48 hours, it started doing something to me. And within a week, it changed everything about how I felt about coffee, about how I felt with my energy and my sleep patterns on a daily basis. And it was absolutely amazing. Okay. So that was my personal experience. Once I felt that with the product, I took a look at the business concept. It absolutely made perfect common sense to me. It was a simple, obvious, common sense idea. And so I gave it a shot. I listened to my coach. She told me what to do and how to do it. I did it, and the results were absolutely phenomenal. And that's what really proved this to me, and that's why I got started in this business. So what I'd like to do now is just offer you guys the basic information and show you how simple this is. Show you how simple the product line is, show you how simple it is to even present this information, okay? And the reason I say that is this. Our company has decades and decades and decades of leadership experience in our founders. And they've put together a system where we can't fail. If we decide to take this business and run with it and do something with this business, we cannot fail. And they've put the tools and the system in place for us to be able to do that. Now, one of the keys to that is to be able to present this information so that anybody can understand it. So what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight is information. You'll see me glancing down, And that's on purpose because I am simply going to present the information that is in our presentation booklet. Okay, just for the partners on the call and for the guests on the call to show you that anybody can do this. All right, because that is one key ingredient that you need to know that if you are looking at starting into a new business, that's something that you need to know that you can do it, but also any business partners that you bring on board, they're going to be able to do it as well. All right, so we're going to get started with that. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that this absolutely can be the right business for anyone. And we actually participate in 5 major mega industries in the world today, okay? We take part in the internet, and here we are. We are on the internet right now watching this webinar, and this is how we take advantage of the platform of the internet to do our business, to present our business, speaking from across the world. It obviously helps with logistics, with ordering, having your website, your shopping cart online, and things like that. Home-based business is the fastest growing industry on the planet, and that is the business model that we've chosen to take part in. Our products are health and wellness based products. Health and wellness, also largest business segment in the world today. All right, especially with the baby boomers generation, being at the age bracket that they're at, they absolutely want to take care of their health to make sure that they're living as long as they can in the best way that they can. So health and wellness products are massive right now, and for all ages. Weight loss. Our product just happens to help, okay, some people with weight loss. We all know that the weight loss industry is absolutely massive. And so this is something else that we're taking part in as well. And it's kind of a byproduct of that. That's not our main focus, but it just happens, okay? The last category and the last industry that we take part in is coffee, all right? Now, at first, if you're looking at this information for the first time, my guess is that the idea of coffee and being in the coffee business and the coffee industry for most people actually just kind of goes like this. It just kind of just goes over our head, and we don't even realize how big and how powerful it is, okay? I know that was me before. I was a coffee drinker every day, but I didn't realize how much coffee is such a part of our lives everywhere, across the whole world, all right? So we know that coffee is not a luxury. It's not a luxury item for people. It is absolutely a part of people's daily lives. Think about it for just a second. In your home, do you have a coffee maker, right? Something to make coffee with. When you go to a restaurant, do they offer you coffee? In fact, most restaurants, do they have a coffee cup sitting on the table before you even sit down, right? How many cafes are in your neighborhood? Do you have a Costa nearby? Do you have a Starbucks nearby, right? How many independent cafes are in your neighborhood? They're everywhere. When you're stuck in traffic in your vehicle and you look over, do you see people sipping on a cup of coffee in a to-go cup, right? When you're at work and it's break time, what do you call that? Maybe tea time, maybe coffee break, right? It's a coffee break. That's what it's called. It's a part of our language and a part of our culture for a reason, because 80% of the population drinks coffee every single day. That is an astounding statistic for me. And when you have that big of a market to draw from, how can you possibly go wrong, right? If your product is great, how can you go wrong? And we're going to talk about that in just a minute, right? Did you know that coffee is the world's largest traded commodity on the stock exchange other than oil and gas, right? So I like to say coffee is the other black gold other than oil, right? And that's just the fact. So that's how big the coffee industry is, and the timing of the opportunity couldn't be better. If you think back, okay, I know some of you are younger, in your mid or early 20s, but for those of us who are just, a little bit older, not too much older, we remember a time when 10 years ago, the coffee market and the coffee world was nothing like it is today. Nothing. You can get coffee at coffee shops, and there was places, but it wasn't what it is today. The culture of coffee was not present the way it is now. Starbucks had a lot to do with that. They started in North America, and they've expanded everywhere, and they kind of created that culture of the stylish, comfortable setting atmosphere cafe, and made it and replicated it so that it's everywhere. And that's become a part of the culture. They've also made it fashionable to go in and pay, what we call Starbucks here in North America. Actually, we call them $5, because it's easy to go spend $5 at Starbucks for just a regular cup of coffee. I know for you guys, it's 3 or 4 pounds for a cup of coffee at Starbucks, right? To me, that sounds a little bit ridiculous. A cup of coffee, we know, is pennies to the glass when you're making it for yourself at home. So there is money there as well, and everybody is okay with spending that kind of money. A lot has happened since Starbucks has really taken over the coffee scene and created this culture. McDonald's has completely transformed their chain worldwide, starting in North America with McCafe. They're branded now as McCafe. They've taken out all the the Happy Meals and all the characters, and I think Ronald McDonald got fired, and they've actually replaced everything with McCafe. So that just shows you what they've done to commit to the trend and of coffee, right? Because it's big enough that they've changed their whole brand towards it. Now that's happening across the board in the fast food industry and the restaurant industry. They're all doing it. Subway, for example, has taken on Seattle's best coffee, and they've started opening early at 6 a.m. It's not because people want a meatball sub at 6 a.m. It's because they want to take advantage of the coffee opportunity and serve breakfast. But it's not necessarily the food or the breakfast that's bringing the people in. It's the coffee and giving it away for free, right? Free coffee at McDonald's, free coffee at Subway. They've been doing this for years now as part of their marketing. Pay attention to that, because we're going to be talking about that as well. So here's the point. With our company, with OrganoGold, we have a coffee opportunity, okay? Imagine, right? So talking about Starbucks, if you had an opportunity or a chance to invest in Starbucks before it became what it is today, say 10 years or 15 years ago, if you had an opportunity and the cash to invest in that brand, would you have, knowing what you know now? I think 99% of people are going to say yes, absolutely. Why wouldn't we? We know what it is now. Well, what OrganoGold is doing is bigger than Starbucks, okay? And we don't need to buy a location. We don't need to buy into the corporate. We don't need to buy stocks. We just need to start up our own coffee business, right? So imagine owning your own coffee distribution center, just like owning a Starbucks or a Costa coffee shop, and being able to do that from home with no overhead, no staff, no expenses, other than your product and your own resources. Imagine, what if, right? It's possible, and that's exactly what we're doing. So how is it that we stand apart, right? Everybody's got coffee. If you go to Costa or Starbucks, or if you're buying it at the grocery store, at the market, and you're buying, Nabob or Nescafe or an espresso or Folgers, Maxwell House, whatever brand of coffee you're buying, it's all coffee. So why would people buy our coffee over those brands? This is why. We stand up above the crowd with something just a little bit different, okay? So what we have, first of all, is a bold, robust, wonderful gourmet coffee, okay? Our main line of coffee beans are Brazilian Arabica coffee beans, and it is a fantastic, delicious, solid coffee. But what we're doing is we're adding something into the coffee, okay? We're adding an herb to the coffee to change the properties just a little bit. You do not taste it. You do not taste the difference, okay? You do not smell the difference, but you absolutely feel a difference. And that's the only reason I'm standing here today, is because I felt a difference very, very quickly when I switched my brand of coffee. So if we have a coffee that tastes as good as or better than any coffee that you're currently drinking, right? If we have a coffee that is priced right and is comparable to any coffee that you're drinking. If we have a coffee that makes you feel awesome, makes you feel better than any of the coffee that you're drinking now, why wouldn't you drink this coffee? Think about those 3 questions and ask yourself and give yourself the answer. Why wouldn't you at least give it a shot? Why wouldn't you test it and see what it does for you, right? And if it does something for you, why wouldn't you share it with the world? That is the simplicity and the brilliance of what we have to offer, okay? So I'm going to tell you very, very briefly a little bit about what it is that we put in the coffee, okay? It's an amazing herb called Ganoderma lucidum, okay? It is more commonly known as reishi. It's been around literally for thousands and thousands of years all over Asia. It grows mostly naturally in China and in Japan. And it has been used for thousands of years. In fact, it is known as the king of herbs, meaning it is in all of the Asian pharmacopoeia of natural herbs, it is ranked number 1, okay? You've all heard of ginseng, I'm sure. You've all heard of echinacea, I'm sure. And those are super herbs. They're classified as super herbs. And Ganoderma, although you may not have heard of it, is actually ranked above those. It's number 1, okay? It always has been. It is only now in the last few decades that it is becoming more and more popular throughout the rest of the world. OrganoGold, okay, is committed to making this herb known throughout the 4 corners of the earth. And we're doing it by introducing it to people like yourself through a cup of coffee. How genius is that, right? So you don't have to take it as a supplement. You don't have to take it as a, something that you're not familiar with. We're literally taking the health and putting it in your cup that you already do every single day, right? And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the products in a minute, but that is what is infused into our products to make it different, to make it stand out. So again, if we have a coffee that tastes great, costs the same or less, and makes you feel absolutely fantastic compared to regular coffee, why wouldn't you be drinking that? All right. So building for the future, OrganoGold is partnered with the premier supplier, cultivator, grower of Ganoderma. All right. They are not just our supplier, we're actually partnered with them. There is no other company like us in the world that has such a pure, perfect supply of Ganoderma. It is a 100% certified organic. We have certifications across the board, from the growing, the cultivating, the manufacturing, the packaging. Everything is there, okay? Everything is there for you to see. So let's talk about our products really, really quickly. So we have a full line of products: coffees, teas, hot chocolates, mocha. We do have supplements. We have the herb in 100% organic, pure form. We also have a body care line. We have a beauty bar or body soap. We have a lotion. We have toothpaste. Now, all these products aren't quite yet available in Europe and in the UK, but they will be, okay? And we are improving and growing our product line all of the time. So the whole point is to get this amazing product, this amazing herb into the body in as many ways as we can, but all in comfortable ways that people are okay with. Like, for example, do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least occasionally? The answer for every single person that's listening to this right now is yes, of course you do, right? That's where we're putting the health, all right? So like in some of the body care products, do you or someone you know bathe or wash at least occasionally? I hope the answer is yes, because that's why we put it in soap, because it's something that people can use all the time, right? Do you or someone you know brush their teeth at least occasionally? Again, I hope the answer is yes. And that's why we put it in those kind of products, because it maximizes the absorption into the body and allows those benefits, and it's something that you do all the time, every single day. That's called a multi-consumable product, okay? Now, if you have your business hat on, that should be absolutely putting light bulbs above your head. Multi-consumable daily product, okay? That creates this, right? So that's definitely a huge advantage and one thing that we love about our products. So let's talk about our leadership. Now, the three gentlemen who head OrganoGold, all right, are world renowned in this industry. They are legends in this industry, and they've put together this company in pooling together their resources and their experience to make it the best possible company that they have ever seen, they've ever been a part of. And so I'm going to say the best company in the world. Now, of course, every person is going to say their company is the best, and that's fine. But when you really look at some of the things that OrganoGold has put together and done that no other company in history has ever been able to accomplish, you'll see that we actually have some substance behind that when we say that kind of thing, all right? So our founder is Mr. Bernie Chua, originally born and raised in the Philippines, relocated to Canada at an early age, and he resides in Canada. He's our CEO and founder. He is the man behind the mission, all right? Then we have our global master distributor, Mr. Shane Morand, who is also from Canada. He is the person who started this whole company from his living room. The very first time that this opportunity was shared, just like you're hearing it right now, was in Mr. Morand's living room about 6.5 years ago. All right. Then we have our executive vice president of sales, Mr. Holton Buggs. He was often referred to as the Michael Jordan, the basketball player of network marketing. He is absolutely a legend in recruiting and training in this environment. He is a millionaire maker and just an amazing trainer. And if you talk to the people who invited you on this call, they will absolutely attest to that, because we've all been plugged into a lot of his training. He has helped to design this system that you're seeing right now in this presentation, okay? And so with these three leaders, we know that this is gonna last, because is coffee gonna go anywhere? Coffee is not a fad. It's not going anywhere. It's been around for hundreds of years, and it'll be around for hundreds of years more. Ganoderma has been around for thousands of years, and it will continue to be around for thousands of years. And they are not going away. And so the genius of what these guys have put together is exactly that. And because of their experience and their principles and their integrity, we are going nowhere but to the top. Okay, #1 company in the world. One of those things that they put together that I was talking about a minute ago is a historic collaboration with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the book. Actually, I'll show you a copy of the book. The book is called Think and Grow Rich. Okay, it was written by Napoleon Hill in 1937. Hopefully you can see that. And this book is responsible for influencing more successful business people and has made more millionaires than any other one resource ever in the world. Okay, that has been documented. This book has sold, I believe, upwards of over 70 million copies around the world, and is still reprinting every day because it's flying off the shelves all the time. It is a principle-based book about the laws of success, and it has, like I said, it's been around since 1937. Now, OrganoGold is the very first company in its history of the book and of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, which was founded in early 1970s, to have our own branded edition of the book. Okay, we actually are in collaboration with the foundation. We have our own copy of the book with our logo imprinted on it, and no one else has ever done it. And I'm telling you, many people, many corporations, world leaders, the Trumps, the Kiyosakis, the Bransons, they've all been shocked when they saw what we were able to do as a corporation by partnering with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. So that is absolutely huge credibility for our company and shows that we are here for the long haul, right? Because the Napoleon Hill Foundation would not have partnered with a company such as ours or any company without believing in what we're doing and where we're going and how we are helping millions of people change their lives, right? So that is the collaboration with the Napoleon Hill Foundation that I want to talk about. We have a brand ambassador and partners with our company who are coming to us. Now, one thing that is different about OrganoGold than a lot of other companies is that we don't pay anybody to endorse our product. We do not go to celebrities and ask for their endorsement or pay them to do advertising for us. We do not pay distributors or business leaders to come and join OrganoGold. We do it the right way. We do it organically. And we have people like this gentleman, Mr. Greg Norman, world-class, one of the top golfers ever on the PGA. Obviously, he's from Australia. The Great White Shark. He is one of the top business people in the world. His brand, Great White Shark, is worth over $300 million. And he came to OrganoGold because he wanted to add his experience with OrganoGold as a distributor, just like myself and just like the people who invite you to this call, to his portfolio. He wanted that OG brand added to his portfolio. And so he is now a distributor just like myself in OrganoGold, promoting and literally presenting this information just like I am, except when he's showing the picture, he's showing it of himself, which is kind of fun. Another icon, obviously, is Mr. Manny Pacquiao, the world championship boxer from the Philippines. He is actually an OrganoGold member as well. If you look back at the last couple of big fights that he had, he was wearing our logo just like this in his pre-fight training bouts that was televised throughout the entire world. So Manny Pacquiao. So when you have people of that caliber coming into the business on their own accord, you know that they are not going to put their name and their brand on the line by aligning themselves with somebody who is not perfect, right? I hope that's clear and that makes sense. So that's our companies. So we've talked about the genius of coffee. Okay, we've talked about the magic of Ganoderma and the herb. We've talked about the power of our leadership and our company and where we're going. And so now I'm just going to very briefly outline the compensation and the business side of things, and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, so there are three main ways that we get paid in OrganoGold. All right, the first category is through retail. So maybe you've received a sample from somebody that you know, a sample of coffee, and maybe they then sold you a box of coffee, right? So that's how we start the business. That's how we introduce people to this concept. We give it away for free and then sell a box or two of coffee and keep selling it to that person until they're either comfortable with joining as a customer or joining as a business partner. But if they just want to buy retail product forever, that's fantastic. Your local OrganoGold distributor is happy to do that for you. They're happy to sell you that box of coffee and take that profit that they get from that and just put it into their pocket. Okay, that's fantastic. So that's retail money. And there's a lot of other products out there. In fact, there's a lot of amazing products out there in this industry of network marketing. There are a lot of amazing health products out there in this industry. But there is nothing like coffee, right? Coffee to make a retail profit. All those other products are fantastic. They're of the top quality, they work, but they take a little bit longer. They often involve a lifestyle change or a program, right, to incorporate it into your life, and you have to remember to take it or change a habit in order to start taking it. With coffee, you don't have to change a thing except for the brand. That's it. Change your brand of coffee, change your life, right? So that's how we do that. So retailing the product is ridiculously simple. You just have to ask somebody to buy a box of coffee and they're going to buy it because it's coffee. So retail is the first way. The second way is through recruitment, okay? And that is when we find business partners. That's when we find people who are sharp, when we find people who are looking for an opportunity or are looking to just do something different in their lives. You know, people who have been in a job for a long time or just want to see a different way of making an impact, either in their own lives, in their family, in other people's lives, or let's just keep it simple and real. They just want to make more money in a smarter way, and money that's gonna not just be dependent on how many hours a day they're putting into their work or into their business. right? That's the beautiful part of network marketing, is leveraging the efforts of everyone for everyone to benefit, okay? If that makes sense to you, perfect. If it doesn't, get back to the person who invited you here. They're going to explain it in more detail. We have many, many resources to explain all this to you guys. Okay, so recruiting is simply finding people who want to do something different, because we know that in our lives, if we want things to change, if we want a better life, if we want a residual income or a passive income, if we want things to change, we need to change first. We need to do something differently in order to get something different, right? I hope that makes sense. And so this is an opportunity that is being presented to you right now where this might be something that could make a difference for you. It might be different to do, and thus be the change that you're looking for, right? It might just be. And if it's not for you, that's okay. Maybe it's for somebody else you know, and maybe you can refer them onto the person who invited you as well, right? Everybody's different. So the second way is through recruitment. Now, the last way is called residual or referral, okay? Now, residual, to me, is everything. I just briefly spoke about it, but the whole point of that is that residual income is income that is coming into your account, your bank, without you doing anything. Now, it's not get rich quick, or it's not easy. You have to build it to that point. And how you do that is by finding loyal customers and committed business partners. And through that activity, what happens is they're going to be ordering this product every single month. And when they order this product every single month, you will get a small commission from the company on everything that is ordered. And when that happens on a product like coffee, where people do not run out of coffee, what happens in your household if you're a coffee drinker? What happens when you run out of coffee, right? Typically the answer is, well, I don't run out of coffee. And that's the right answer, because coffee drinkers will not run out of coffee. So what does that mean in your business? It means when they're loyal to the OrganiGold brand for 100 reasons, they're not going to run out of coffee. They're going to keep ordering month after month after month after month. And what that means is you're going to get a commission check from the company month after month after month after month. And that's residual income, right? And that is by far the best way to get paid. So there are many different layers to those 3 points, all right, in our commission structure, but we're not going to get into a full training on the commission plan. It is absolutely available for you to see anywhere. You can find it online. You can find it at the website of the person who invited you here. There's no secrets here. It's all an open book, but this is just a quick overview. So those are the 3 main ways we get paid. We also have a bonus program, which is a car program. I am proud to be a member of the OG Benz Club here in North America. So OrganiGold is very, very generous, and they pay for my car payment for my Mercedes-Benz. So I'm, pretty happy about that. I'm very grateful that they do that, and that they like to do that for me. So that's the car bonus. We also have a global pool where once you reach a certain level, the company will actually take 2% of worldwide sales and put into a pool and pay that out quarterly to all the top leaders in the company. So I also belong to the global pool. So what that means is it's not just the people that I've enrolled or I've gotten going in the business that I'm benefiting from. I'm benefiting from every single box of coffee that's sold worldwide in 37 countries that were open, regardless if they have to do with my business or not, right? So that's a fantastic way for me to care about the brand and to care about the company, not just my team. And that's another beautiful part about this industry of network marketing, but also the way our company has laid out the compensation is that we really are focused on growing this brand as one team, all right? So those are the different ways that we get paid. How do you get started? We're gonna give you some prices real quick. Everybody starts the same way, and that's by purchasing a business entry kit. Now in the UK, that's 40 pounds, okay? So 40 pounds will actually start your business center. Is that ridiculous or what? That's you've got your own home-based business for 40 pounds. That gives you a binder with some samples, a kit. It also gives you your personalized website and your back office and your shopping cart and access to wholesale products. So you can order all the products at wholesale price, okay? That's what that 40 pounds gets you. Then we have 3 promotional business packs. The first pack is a bronze pack, which is 130 pounds. We also have a silver pack, which is 340 pounds. And then we have the gold pack, which is 1,050 pounds. And each of these packs is just product. So it's that much in value of product that gives you the proper start that you need to have product in your business in order to move forward, okay? Any person who is serious about doing this and making a bit of income has to be moving towards silver and gold as soon as possible, because you're absolutely going to need that product because you're going to sell out very, very quickly. Guaranteed on that. With the benefits of getting up to the silver and the gold pack is that you actually start off at a higher commission base right off the bat. Okay, so just want to make that clear. Again, as you look a little bit deeper and you get back to the person who invited you on this call, they're going to go through this in more detail. But please remember my story at the beginning of the call. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to open up my restaurant, right? My coffee business, which cost me just over $1,000, which I operate out of the trunk of my car, which the company pays for, does more in sales on a monthly basis than my restaurants do. I'm not kidding. The profit margin based on the commissions that I get is more than the salary that I'm able to pay myself in my restaurants. 15 years in the restaurants, guys, okay? 5 years, just over 5 years of doing network marketing for my first time, okay? I've not done this before, just a regular guy, and it's doing better than my restaurants. That's not a joke, and that's not a trick. That's the facts. I have put in the effort, I've put in the time in order to build that on a part-time basis as I'm running my restaurants. Anybody can do this. You can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, and you can realize full-time income. You just have to do it and put in the time and the effort. All right. So the mission of OrganoGold is there's 2 things here. Okay. One is to bring the treasures of the earth to the people of the world, and that is the Ganoderma. All right. We want to put this product into people's bodies to make them feel better. We love to say 1 cup at a time. Right. The mission of OrganoGold, though, is to become the most admired corporation in the world. To become the most admired corporation in the world. Now, with partnerships that I've laid out for you, like Napoleon Hill, Greg Norman, Manny Pacquiao, Jamaica Blue Mountain, which I didn't even talk about, with the collaborations that we have, guys, this is not a pipe dream. This is reality. Okay, we will become one of the most admired corporations in the world in any industry because of what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it. So what we're inviting you to do tonight is to be a part of it. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Please just get back to the person who invited you on this webinar. Get back to them. Tell them what you liked best about the information that you've heard tonight. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. Tell them what you liked best about the information that you've heard tonight, and make a choice to get started, do something differently, and become something bigger, better for yourself and your family. Okay, so with that, I'm going to sign off. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to continuing to work with my OG family in the UK. It is a fast growing family over there. We've got so many leaders that are doing this, and the fantastic thing about the UK market is that it is literally untapped. The leaders, the people who invited you on this webinar tonight, are the leaders in the UK right now. Right? Joshua Maskell and Louise Garland Jones, my business partners in the UK, are heading up this team, and they are blowing it out of the water. So get involved, get more information, try the product, see what it can do for you. And I look forward to hearing your stories and seeing you at the top. So with that, thank you for showing up here tonight. And remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's coffee. Take care.